This is to fast or not to fast. Now, this is the diet that all the celebrities seem to be following, the 5 to 2 plan, where you eat normally for 5 days and then you don't eat anything, or just a little bit, you fast for 2 days. But is it really the best way to lose weight? Well, here to tell us all about that is dietitian and nutritionist Dr. Schenker. I mean, it is something that everybody seems to be on. But before we look at this, just one of the headlines I wanted to talk to you about this morning, and they're saying that children need 1 hour's exercise a day. We were all talking about this in the makeup room, all the mums this morning, saying an hour a day doesn't sound very much, but we also probably most of our children don't do a full hour a day.
Well, it sounds a lot when it gets in the way of your favourite TV programmes. I mean, it is quite a lot.
It doesn't have to be formal exercise, but they need to be active. And I think so many children are spending too long in their buggies. You know, parents are increasingly busy, so they're driving more places, or when they're in a hurry, they're putting in their buggies, they're pushing them around, and children aren't learning to walk properly. You know, we've got a real problem here. They need to be out of their buggies by the time they're 2, 2.5. It might take you longer to get where you want to go, but you have to really give them the opportunity to start using their muscles, learning to have a little bit of endurance. It is a bit of a hike up the high street from one end to the other, but that's what they need to do. And we as parents need to be patient with them and encourage them that it will come. It's just a bit difficult getting there.
I would have been guilty of that.
So
many you're rushing somewhere, aren't you? It's quicker to put them in the car.
Put them in the car, or put them in the buggy, and then even worse, give them a pack of crisps to keep them quiet. So not only are they not exercising, but they're eating something that's not really particularly good for them that they don't need. So this thing about pushing children into being active rather than actual formal exercise.
It's a double whammy there. Ruth mentioned this fasting business now, and this is the new diet method that literally lets you have your cake and eat it. What do you think about this?
I'm a bit of a fan, I have to say, of this intermittent fasting. I do think there's some good, solid scientific research to show it does have health benefits, and it seems to be effective. You talk to a lot of people and they say, it is working for me, and I think there's so many positives about it. You can get off that relentless dieting treadmill that just every day wake up and think, I'm going to diet again.
Well, you've put
I can't stand it.
Yeah, you put a few of the facts and figures, we're talking more detail, but you put a few of the facts and figures that you think about fasting on this film to me.
Intermittent fasting is the latest must-do diet, and judging by the press coverage on the topic, it looks like it's here to stay. As a nation of snackers and grazers, our bodies spend a lot of time in what some scientists call the well-fed state. This causes the constant release of hormones associated with weight gain, including insulin, which promotes the storage of fat in the body. There are many variations of intermittent fasting: the warrior diet, the 5-2, and the alternate fast day, to name but a few. But they all have one thing in common: significant calorie restriction for set periods of time. Allowing your body a break from eating means it goes into the fasted state. Those promoting intermittent fasting maintain that insulin levels drop and different hormones are released, signalling the body to use stored energy reserves, aiding in weight loss. Not only this, but scientific research suggests fasting can lower the risk of diabetes, heart disease, and maybe even some cancers. There is more research to be done, but it seems some sensible fasting may improve our overall health.
Very interesting. I always find that after I fast, which is always an accident, it's only happened because I've had to work or something's got in the way or I've fallen asleep, I feel better the next day. And Ruth discovered this amazing thing. I thought, how can you do this? And Ruth said, you can actually sleep. You're sleeping.
Well, like I said, when everyone was talking about this, I do this I only have 400 calories a day. I said, I pass out by 10 o'clock. I have to have my breakfast. And somebody said, oh no, do it overnight. So if you have your evening meal, say at 6, eat early, and then postpone your breakfast the next day. So instead of having it at 7 o'clock, have it at 9 or 10, then you fasted overnight while you've been sleeping.
That's right, and that's a big significant period where your body's allowed itself to go into the fasted state, and there are all these health benefits associated with that release of these different hormones and not having insulin in the background. And this kind of concept that we all have, that we must eat breakfast is the most important meal of the day. you know, for many of us now, with our sedentary lifestyles, we don't need to build ourselves up with a big bowl of carbohydrates to go and sit in front of a computer screen. So we can afford to eat later.
What about that adage, you know, little and often? You should just eat little and often, keep your energy levels up.
But that, I mean, that's really, I mean, the effects of eating and then increasing your metabolic rate because you've eaten something, so your body's working hard to digest it and absorb it and all that type of thing. The effects are really small. You get much more of a weight loss when you fast, you know, because the calorie reduction is just so great. So, you know, you get some...
Here's proof of the pudding. Hugh Jackman, the actor.
Yes,
yeah, Mr. Wolverine himself. Have a look at him. He's on what's called the 16-8. 16/8 intermittent fasting, which means he can eat during an 8-hour window and then he fasts for...
It's just what you were saying, it's just what Ruth was doing overnight.
Well, it certainly works for him.
Yes, yeah, well, the results speak for themselves.
He's been pumping iron there. What's the longest that you could go
well, you need to
safely
drink,
without
so you need to at least have some water. Obviously, you have to pick your day sensibly. I mean, obviously I wouldn't fast on an important day. We've got an important day at work, something going on, or you know. So pick quiet days. Most of us can find 2 quiet days a week if you're going to do the 5-2, or if you're going to do alternate days.
What about people who should avoid it?
Diabetics regularly, in the NHS say diabetics who regularly inject insulin are advised not to fast, and they state it may not be suitable for pregnant women and those with a history of eating disorders.
Yes, I mean, pregnant women they do need to obviously have regular meals, but so do people with diabetes. Regular meals is key, and actually what you'll find is that those are the sorts of people that shouldn't be grazing and snacking and trying to keep their energy levels up.
Okay, show us here we've got the sort of foods that you recommend we should try. We've got 3 examples here. Talk us through.
Okay, so this one is kind of brunch on the go. So you know, it's not at home, and you just need to go out and buy something. This is called a high protein yogurt. So it's a strained yogurt, so it's got better protein content, and that will keep you feeling fuller for longer. Now I've just added some blueberries, which have a low GI, so they won't interfere with insulin levels too much.
Do they not carry a lot of sugar, blueberries, then, no?
Well, because it's released slowly, it doesn't sort of, you know, make your spike in your blood sugars. So they won't release too much insulin by having those. And then that's just a black coffee or black tea or even a splash of milk. Well, a splash of milk would be fine, but not a big creamy latte or a cappuccino or something.
What a shame, I've had those every morning.
Probably not. This is something you could whiz up at home, some grilled kippers, some wilted spinach, some grilled mushrooms and a few snip chives on the top. Really delicious. You know, we should be eating more oily fish. We don't need lots of carbohydrates. You can have carbohydrates on this diet, but we don't need to have them at every single meal.
And this is on your fasting day, so you're just eating low calorie.
Yes, low calorie,
and then finally
but you're still getting the benefits. This is spiced chicken with giant couscous and lots of really nice colourful vegetables.
So sorry, this is the fasting. I thought you didn't eat on the fasting day.
You can have up to 500 calories, I think. 600 per man. And so the couscous just shows you it's not a no carbohydrate diet. You are allowed it, but just, you know, you have to...
So you're not starving yourself when you are eating.
I just need a chef to make all that for me.
That's so
easy. What are you talking about?
Go ahead and talk, I'll just try this out, make sure it's okay.
Well, it's very interesting, and I think, as we always say, you know, if you're considering any kind of radical approach to weight loss, and like you said, if you're diabetic or pregnant, it's best to consult
do your research, consult your GP, and, you know, and it's horses for courses. The fasting diet suits some people, but it's not everybody's.
Exactly.
Well, it's food for thought.
It is, thank you, Sarah. For more details of anything there, that'll be all on